Ask and ye shall receive. What is up, YouTube? How's it going? It is your boy Breaks here, and today we have the first in a long series to come in which I will be giving you guys the tools and traits to take any character in this game, not just the characters that I'm going to be showing here, but absolutely any character you want to play, any character you like, and we're going to learn how to demolish the competition, okay? That's the goal. Now, first things first, I want to give you guys some general knowledge. That's what this video is going to be about. This video is going to focus on general knowledge just to help you guys take this to any game. So it doesn't have to just be Injustice 2, but you can take this knowledge over to Skullgirls, to Street Fighter, whatever game or fighting game you want to play. That's what this is going to be about. Now, if you enjoy this first in this series, which I know you will, you're going to love this series. It's going to teach you guys how to play any character against any character. Oh my goodness. You're going to be able to learn how to deal with multiple situations that will occur in real life matches against other players. So be sure to follow me on Twitter to keep up with all the news and information that's coming out, as well as see new combos and information about the tournament scene and professionals, so that way you guys can learn from the best of the best. Follow me on Twitter as well as subscribe to the channel, and let's just jump right into this. Alright, so first things first, I'm going to have another link in the description, and it's going to be to an article by a professional Street Fighter player, and it's entitled like how to become a professional. And so that's what we're going to be going over. There's some key points in that article that I pulled out that I think is very important. You can read the entire article to yourself, but there's just a few key points and information that I think we need to hit on, and these are the things that are really going to take your gameplay to the next level. Now, everyone knows you have to learn combos. That's the basic thing, just learning combos, as well as, let's see if we can turn off that block. Yeah, let's be able to hit them. You gotta learn combos. You gotta learn how to do basic combos of your character. That's like rule number one. It's really not difficult. You can learn that. There are combo tutorials up on my channel. I will have links to them at the end of this video, and you can learn them on websites. There are forums out there like Test Your Might that teaches you your preferred character. And another thing you have to learn is frame data. Here, luckily for you, in Injustice 2, they teach you everything about frame data. You can see it says startup there on the move, block advantage, hit advantage. Basically what startup means is it takes 7 frames for your move to start up. So as you see, square starts up at 7. 7 is extremely fast. Not the fastest. Fastest is 6, whereas it down to 6 frames. That's about the fastest you'll get in Injustice 2. Is a 6-frame startup. Some of you guys have down 1s that are 6 frame. Batman does not. His down 1 is 7 frames. His down 2 is 6 frames. That's the only thing he has that's 6 frames. So that's what startup means. Block advantage means what happens when you hit. If you see here, it's -5. That means that it's negative, and there's 5 frames for them to press a button before you. So if they have a 5-frame advantage and they have a 7-frame starter move, that means that there's only 2-frame difference between what I can do and what they're going to do. And if I also have a 7-frame move, there's no way my 7-frame move is going to come out before their 7-frame move. I'm delayed by 5 frames. So I can't do it. I can't press 7 to beat their 7 if I'm -5. So if I do this and he blocks it, and then I go like this, I press a 1 and he goes to press a 1, his 1 is going to come out before my 1 because I'm -7 on this. So that's basically how frames work. You usually want to use them to your advantage. So here we see plus, we see it says 4, no minus in front of it. That means it's plus. That means I have 4 frames of advantage. So if I do this and he blocks it, I now have 4 frames where I can do something that he won't have the ability to respond to that. In Injustice 2, frames are extremely tight, so +4 isn't that big of a deal. Oh, it's something. Offline, you'll notice it way more than online, because online there's always like 4 or 5 frames of lag. But offline, you'll notice it a lot more, where they kind of can't press a button. Like if they try to press a button, any button you press, more likely than not will beat them out, unless you try to do something that starts super slow. You only have a 4-frame advantage. So if you're trying to do this and it starts up at 14, and they do something that starts up at 7, there's a 7-frame difference in between that. I only have a 4-frame plus, so obviously I can't do this. That's just basic frame data stuff. I'm not going to go too much into this. I apologize if I already took up too much time with frame data, but let's keep going. You guys can learn that on your own. It's really easy. If you didn't understand anything, just leave it in the comments and I'll go into more detail with that. Frame data requires an entire video, as it's pretty complex, and I'm not going to go fully into it in this, but it's something that you can learn on your own by doing a little research. Next thing is daily go-through situations that will occur in matches in practice. So what that means is if we're fighting against the Robin, Robins have certain moves that they like to do. And so it's your job to go into practice mode, set the Robin up to do the move that he likes to do. So you go to record, set him to do what he likes to do. And it's your job to find if there's a gap in there anywhere, or if there's an end to his pressure, somewhere where you can like get out and find out what it is you can do out of that. So that's your job. You have to daily go into practice mode and go over these routines or these situations that you will experience in a match. Daily, I highly recommend this. This is what we're going to be doing here together. I'm going to teach you guys all the characters in the roster by doing this, so be sure to stay tuned for more videos. Next up, understand the best way to minimize your opponent's offense in particular scenarios. So in a match, let's say Batman does 1-2, as almost all Batmans do, because it's +4 and they're able to do like a back one after that. How are you going to be able to minimize it? That's your job to figure out, how can I stop this pressure from happening? I don't have to sit here and be abused all day by Batman. So you go into practice mode, you set them to do that, and you figure out how to get around it. Now, as a Batman player, I know that after this 1-2, to get around it, you can just backdash. You can just backdash his +4. You do not have to sit there all day taking his +4 pressure. You just backdash it. The issue comes with Batmans that know that you're the type of player that's going to backdash, so they'll just end the string with 1-2-3, and you'll get caught in the last hit, and then they'll demolish you, or they'll do 1-2 and chase down your backdash. So that's where mind games come in, and you end up in different kind of situations. But it's your job to figure out how to get around those situations, and don't worry about it. We're going to go over that together. I'm just giving you guys the general knowledge so you can take this to any game. If you want to play Street Fighter, because I'm not going to be going over Street Fighter. You can learn Street Fighter on your own, or Skullgirls on your own. We're going to be learning Injustice, you and I. Let's go into the next one, because this video is taking a while. I don't like to make long videos. Take advantage of your opponent's openings, and defense opportunities are minimal against a good player. Good players, I don't know if you've ever played a good player, it's hard to open them up, right? They just sit there blocking all day, and you struggle so much to freaking get a hit off on them. And you're like, how do I hit this person? So it's your job to figure out how to open them up. With Batman, you can do multiple things, like cancel a low into another low, where generally the string would end in an overhead, or you can cancel the low into a grab, or you can cancel a low into another different kind of overhead if they're expecting the other low and they'll get caught by that overhead. Like, there's mind games in here, and it's your job to learn these mind games as whatever character you have. Like, there are even zoning characters that have mind games in here. Freaking Deathshot has mind games, he has 50-50s. Firestorm has mind games, he has 50-50s, and it's your job to adequately develop pressure. Next is remember what your opponent has shown you in a match, such as his bad habits and his patterns, his tendencies, stuff that he or she likes to do. So certain players like to, let's say, jump a lot. Batman has a great jump too, so some Batman players out there rely solely on his jump too. I remember fighting a Batman where it was driving me crazy. All he would do is jump 2 all day, all day. This is his strategy to victory. I'm gonna beat you, I'm gonna cross up, and I'm gonna jump to you all day long. And it's your job to figure out a way around that. It's really, there are definitely options, especially against Batman's jump 2. You can just down to him. You don't have to sit there respecting it all day. So it's your job to notice what your opponent is doing, notice what they have shown you, and then find out a way around it. Now, I remember playing a match against a great Robin player, and I showed him that I knew that Robin had a gap in one of his strings, and after that, he stopped doing that string because Robin has a gap, so he doesn't want to get hit all day. So it's your job to adapt to what your opponent has shown you. And next, it's important to watch tournaments and forums. You can learn a lot just by watching a better player play. I can't tell you how many times I've gotten comments before by people who said, oh, I learned so much about Scorpion or Sonya just by watching your videos. And so yes, you can learn a lot just by watching other players play. It's a very effective form of learning. So yes, that was the basic general knowledge as to how to learn a fighting game, any fighting game, not just Injustice. In the next episode, what we are going to be doing is learning Injustice, you guys. We're going to learn how to play Injustice, not just fighting games, and we're going to learn how to counter characters, how to deal with situations, times where you feel like you're oppressed and you feel like you can't do anything. We're going to learn how to deal with that. So be sure to stay tuned for the next episode in which we will be going over Robin. We're going to learn how to counter Robin as a character. That's what I will be teaching you, is how to counter almost every single character in this roster. That's what we're going to go over. And the next episode will be Robin. So this is going to be a long series. We're going to learn how to counter every single character. If you enjoyed this first episode, giving you general knowledge and the fighting game arena, something you could take to any game, so that way you can learn any fighting game no matter what. It doesn't have to be just Injustice. Then be sure to subscribe. Be sure to follow me on Twitter. Please follow me on Twitter. I got a link in the description. You guys will be able to see when I retweet professionals, so you can see their combos, when, you know, tournaments are going on, when a new video of mine drops, when I'm just listening to music and I'm bouncing around, you can hear what song I'm listening to. Just follow me on Twitter to stay updated and posted in the world of breaks. I hope you all enjoyed this one. Be sure to stick around for the next one, because the next one's going to be the juicy one. That's when we really bite into the apple and we grow as players. So be sure to stay tuned for the next one. I hope you all enjoyed, and I'll see you all next time.